Way out on the westernmost tip of Wales, there's a building that's seen more drama than most empires. St. David's Cathedral? It isn't just a place of worship. It's a survivor. It's a story of faith, collapse, and resurrection, all written in stone. So let's get into its absolutely incredible story.
And this is really the big question, isn't it? How does any building manage to survive for 900 years? Through all the collapse, the conflict, the sheer decay? Because St. David's hasn't just stood here for 9 centuries. It has literally fought to stay standing against forces that would have flattened almost anything else. So how on earth did it do it?
Well, to really understand that resilience, we have to go way back. I'm talking long before the building we see today, all the way back to its spiritual roots in the 6th century with the patron saint of Wales himself, St. David. You see, this was never just any old plot of land. This was sacred ground from the very beginning. And if you want proof of just how important this place was, get this. In 1123, the Pope himself declared that making the trek to this remote corner of Wales twice was spiritually the same as one pilgrimage to Rome. That's unbelievable. This place was basically a medieval superstar. Its reputation was built on centuries of serious influence. The original monastery here trained missionaries who became legends like St. Patrick. It was so famous for its learning that King Alfred the Great actually asked its scholars for help. But, all that fame, it came at a price. It was sacked by Viking raiders at least 10 different times. And yet it kept going, so much so that even William the Conqueror felt he had to come here to pray in 1081. He knew its power. So that's the legacy the Normans inherited when they started building the grand cathedral we know today in 1181. They weren't just building with stone. They were building on a legend and, as it turns out, on a swamp. The cathedral's fight for survival kicked off almost immediately. Within just 40 years, the brand new central tower completely collapsed. Less than 30 years after that, a massive earthquake rocks the whole structure. And would you believe it? The tower actually fell again before they finally managed to strengthen it in the 14th century. It was just this relentless uphill battle against gravity and geology. And you can literally see the scars of that struggle today. If you go inside, you'll see the nave pillars. They don't stand straight. They lean at these kind of crazy angles. And no, that's not some quirky design choice. It's a permanent reminder that this whole magnificent building was built on shaky, swampy ground. But as if fighting a constant war with nature wasn't enough, the cathedral was about to face something even more deliberate, and you could argue, way more devastating: people. The next few centuries would see it stripped bare, smashed up, and basically left for dead. The change was just brutal. It was absolute. During the Reformation, a bishop came in and stripped the famous shrine of St. David of all its jewels. He ordered the ancient library's books to be, and this is a direct quote, canceled and torn up. Then, during the Civil War, troops finished the job. They tore the lead right off the roof, smashed the stained glass, stole the bells, and wrecked the organ. What was once this incredible secret treasure was now just a ruin. By the 18th century, this is what you would have seen. This drawing shows the chapels at the east end totally roofless, crumbling, open to the wind and the rain. The great cathedral was just decaying, a ghost of what it used to be. Honestly, it looked like it was game over. But somehow it wasn't the end. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, a brand new chapter began. This was the heroic effort in the 19th century to pull the cathedral back from the very brink of oblivion. The man they brought in for this massive job was George Gilbert Scott, one of the most famous architects of his day, and his assessment? It was dire. He described the building's condition as in the highest degree alarming. The tower was cracked, water was pouring in, and the walls looked like they could give way at any moment. So Scott's plan was this huge, methodical rescue mission. First, he surveyed all the damage, saying the tower's supports were more shattered than anything he'd ever seen. Then, he braced the whole structure with these massive iron tie rods. You can still see them today, literally binding the cracking tower together. After that, he painstakingly rebuilt the crumbling piers, and then completely rebuilt the entire failing west front. It was nothing short of an architectural miracle. And this rescue, it was about more than just stone and mortar. It was proof of the sheer human will to preserve something that felt like a piece of the nation's soul. So after 900 years of collapses and attacks and rebirth, what is the legacy that's still standing today? Well, because of that incredible restoration, so much priceless history was saved. The Shrine of St. David is back. The tomb of Edmund Tudor, who was the father of the very first Tudor king, Henry VII, is right there before the high altar. You can also see the tombs of the great Welsh prince, Lord Rhys, and the famous medieval writer, Gerald of Wales. And hanging above it all is the magnificent Irish oak ceiling, a 16th century masterpiece that somehow, miraculously, survived all the chaos.
Now, I want to leave you with a number, 2,700 pounds.
So, what is that? That is how much it costs to maintain St. David's Cathedral every single day. The battle for survival, it never really ended. It's this ongoing, daily struggle that's a perfect modern reflection of the same determination that has kept these stones standing for 900 years.
Which brings us full circle, doesn't it? This building is a living, breathing testament to resilience. It has survived Vikings, collapses, reformers, and total ruin. After enduring so much for 900 years, what stories will these stones have to tell